Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. And hey, first off, congratulations. If you're here, it means you've officially crossed the finish line of the AFHBSD Builders course. You've put in the hours, absorbed the material, and you've finally reached that point where the training wheels come completely off. But as we're going to see today, the end of this course, well, it's really just the starting line for something much, much bigger.
Right off the bat, we really need to acknowledge what you just accomplished. You literally just submitted a capstone project. And let's think about what that actually looks like on the ground. You didn't just fill out some hypothetical worksheet or breeze through a multiple-choice test. No, you took a real, tangible problem at your school and you built a working tool to actually solve it. Think back to before you started. There was a clunky workflow costing someone precious time, right? Or maybe a capability your students and colleagues desperately needed but just didn't have. And now there's a working solution, and you are the one who built it. That is absolutely huge.
So, what comes next? Now that the course is officially a wrap and your capstone is turned in, we have to answer this crucial question. Earning a credential is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but a credential on its own, it just kind of sits there on a piece of paper or as a badge on your profile. The actual magic happens in how you apply it out in the wild.
But before we look forward to that roadmap, I want to validate the past one more time. The builder's permit you've earned is a formal recognition that you built something real. You proved you have the knowledge to build safely, the skill to build effectively, and honestly, the judgment to serve your community without accidentally creating new risks. That specific combo of skills, it's genuinely rare in education. The district is literally better today because you chose to step up and do this work.
And looking at how you got here perfectly illustrates that standard. You mastered legal frameworks, you navigated care evaluations for student safety, you nailed down documentation standards, and you implemented both the security review checklist and the GitHub workflow. I know, when you're in the thick of it, some of that probably felt a lot like red tape. But the truth? None of that was just overhead. All of it was the actual craft. That rigor is exactly what separates a fleeting, maybe it'll work idea from a secure, sustainable solution that people can actually rely on every single day.
Because of that, you're experiencing a massive shift in your professional identity right now. You're moving way past being an informal builder, someone who just throws a quick script together and kind of crosses their fingers it holds up during a chaotic school day. You're now stepping fully into the role of a certified builder. You operate with a documented standard of practice, and you've got a portfolio backing up your expertise. That completely changes how your colleagues and district leadership see you. I really want you to carry that new professional identity with intention.
And yeah, for sure, this permit undeniably unlocks some incredibly cool technical perks. You've got the green light to deploy app scripts way beyond just your personal use. You get access to GitHub Copilot. You have the official authority to create and share district tools. And you even get to partner up with innovative solutions for those heavier infrastructure projects. Those are tangible, powerful tools. But as we're about to explore, the cultural doors you've just unlocked are honestly even more profound.
Let's look at the roadmap for graduates. We're looking at a super clear 3-step path: engaging with the community, sharing your code, and driving lasting change.
Starting off with step 1, engaging with the community.
You are now officially joining the Builder Community of Practice. Think of it as a peer network of certified builders from all across the AFHSD district. Which means your capstone was just your very first entry into a massive, ongoing collaborative effort. Inside this network, you're going to be sharing templates, reviewing each other's work, and teaming up on much larger projects. The whole point of this community is to collectively raise the bar for what district tools look like across the board. It's about leveling up together.
Moving right along to step 2, sharing tools and code.
Now, the crucial thing here is exactly how you share. We're not just talking about tossing a quick link into an email and calling it a day. It's about sharing your templates clearly, carefully documenting your design decisions so someone else actually understands why you built it that way, and, this is key, being vulnerable enough to offer your code up for peer review. And on the flip side, it means generously taking the time to actively review your peers' code too. That two-way street of feedback, that's how everyone gets better.
I absolutely love this quote. The generosity is what turns a credential into a culture. The builders who truly thrive in this network aren't necessarily the ones who know the most JavaScript or have the absolute flashiest technical skills. No, the most successful builders are the ones who contribute the most generously. They give their time, they share their code, and they support their peers. That is exactly how you build a lasting culture of innovation.
And that brings us to step 3, creating lasting change.
We like to call this the ripple effect.
Think about the real-world impact. Because you chose to learn how to build things the right way, a student might get faster feedback on an assignment through an automated rubric, literally changing their learning trajectory for that entire week. Or think about your colleagues. Their workdays are going to be vastly more manageable because you stepped in and automated some tedious data entry task, completely removing a massive bottleneck for them. We are talking about more reliable processes and consistent problem-solving district-wide. Your code creates ripples that are going to touch people you might never even meet.
Because the ultimate test of a great builder isn't just writing the code itself. It's about seeing a problem clearly, designing that solution carefully, and then handing it off so gracefully that the work outlasts your direct involvement. A truly successful tool doesn't just spontaneously break the moment you go on vacation or transfer to a different campus, right? It stands entirely on its own 2 feet. And because your work has that kind of lasting impact, it absolutely deserves to be shared far and wide. Look, AFHSD is just one district, but what you've accomplished here reflects something so much bigger. It's a testament to what is possible when educators are given the framework and the trust to build responsibly. So take this outside your immediate circle. Go present your story at an education conference. Share what you've learned with a colleague at a completely different campus. Let your work show everyone what empowered educators are truly capable of building.
Which brings us to our final question for this explainer. And it's a big one. You've earned this builder's permit. You've got the technical tools, the cultural backing, and a clear roadmap to engage, share, and create lasting change. The district is undeniably better today because you put in the work to get here. So, looking out at your school, your colleagues, and your students, who are you going to help today? What will you build next?